babies are expensive. How do you even save money with a baby? By the end of this video, if you keep watching, you would learn how we were able to save $6,000 the first year. Hi, my name is Zina. Welcome to elegance. If you are new to my channel, here on elegance, we talk about daily choices and actions that we take to create an elegant life while we walk towards financial freedom. So I have an adorable 13-month-old, and when Kyle and I decided to have a baby, one of the first things we did was make room for baby in our budget. We did some research and used a bunch of cost of baby estimators to figure out what it will cost us to have a baby. When we finally arrived at a number, we made that a line item on our budget and started paying monthly into those funds. So in today's video, I will be sharing with you guys 7 different areas where we were able to make a substantial amount of savings. The first thing we saved on was food. We had planned for me to exclusively breastfeed for 6 months and also to continue to breastfeed up until 12 months, even after he starts solid. We had also planned to offer organic food when we started solids. So when we made our budget, we made room for the worst case scenario, just knowing that not everybody that plans to breastfeed is usually able to breastfeed. So in our budget, we made room for formula feeding. The estimated budget we had for formula was $1,200 the first year, and the budget we had for food, solids, was $180 for 6 months. So that came out to about $30 per month. In total, we spent $164.41, bringing us to a total savings of $1,215.54. We were able to make this amount of savings because luckily I was able to breastfeed the entire 12 months. So we never really bought formula. This is not to say that Michael never had formula. He had formulas on days when my milk production was low or just when it was the quickest thing that he could have, but we never really paid for formula. I would definitely encourage every mom, if you can, to breastfeed. It will save you a lot of money because formula is expensive. But that's not the only way to save on formula. Another thing to do is to take advantage of those free samples that they offer at the hospital. At Michael's first appointment, we got about 4 samples of formula from the doctor. Before I had Michael, I also had 3 samples of Similac delivered to me and also 3 samples of Enfamil delivered to me. I'm not sure if it's something I applied for, but somehow it showed up in the mail. I would definitely encourage every new mom to take advantage of those free samples if possible, because you will need them and it will save you a whole lot of money. We also made our own food at home. I never offered any of those bottled meals or pack meals or any of that stuff. What I did was when I went to the grocery store, I bought my own vegetables in stock. I bought my own meat. I bought everything and I made Michael's food at home. I batched cook everything. I think once or twice a month I would batch cook and puree my own food and put them in those little ice cube trays and freeze them. Once they're frozen, I would unpack them into a Ziploc bag, label it with the date, and that was what I served for like several weeks at a time. So that's definitely one way to save, is to make your own food at home. The second thing we were able to save on was diapers. So we had planned to use disposable diapers. We didn't have any brand in mind. I just know that when we went to the hospital, it was Pampers that they gave us when we left. And so we kind of stuck with Pampers. We had a few Huggies from my baby shower and we used those, but somehow we just end up going back to Pampers. So throughout the first year, what we used was Pampers on Michael. The estimated budget we had for diapers was $1,020. We ended up spending $740.33. bringing us to a total savings of $279.67. So we were able to make this savings by using most, if not all, of the gift cards that we received from our baby shower on buying diapers until those were exhausted before we started paying out of our own pockets. So really, if you add up all the money we spent on diapers, I would say we didn't quite do well on diapers. When we took Michael to daycare, he ran through diapers like no other. I feel like they changed his diaper every hour to an hour and a half. So we ran through a lot of diapers because we had to provide the diapers that he used at his first daycare. So really, in actuality, I don't think we did the best in savings. We just got lucky because of all the gift cards that we received that we used almost the first 3 or 4 months after he was born. But there are different ways to save when it comes to diapers. One way would be to use generic brands. If that's something that you find okay. In our case, we just liked Pampers and we just really never gave another brand a chance. Not to say that those other brands are not good. It just happens to be the brand that stuck best with us. So one way to save would be to try generic brands. I know they're usually less expensive. Another thing that we discovered late would be buying in bulk. Because we had a bunch of gift cards from Target, we always bought his diapers from Target. But then the other day I went to Sam's Club and I saw that they had bigger packs with more number of diapers in them, and they were more cost efficient to buy that way. So the second year, which is this year, we've started buying in bulk. We're buying from Sam's Club. You can also buy from Costco, but that would be another way to save on diapers. Now, the other way that we're going to be saving heavily on diapers the second year will be his daycare. This current daycare that he goes to actually offers diapers. So that's definitely something to look for when you pick your child's daycare, is to see, what do they offer? Do they offer diapers and wipes? Do they offer food? His first daycare, I know, offered food, but I was bent on serving organic food, so I always dropped him off with his own food. But this second daycare does offers food for 1 year and above, so he eats at daycare now. But also they offer diapers, so we're saving big time on diapers. So that's another way to save. Buy in bulk, buy generic brands, and see if it's something that your child's daycare offers. The third thing that we saved on was clothes. The estimated budget we had on clothes was $720. We ended up spending $135.86, bringing us to a total savings of $584.14. So based on the estimators we looked at, we had estimated to spend about $60 per month on clothing, mostly because kids, they grow so fast and they grow out of clothes. But we were able to make these savings because I was fortunate enough to discover consignment stores from my sister-in-law. Before we had Michael, Once Upon a Child had one of their occasions where they had like $10 bags. So when you come into the store, they'll give you a bag and you can fit as much as you can in that bag, and you would only pay $10 on your way out. So I went in there and I bought a bunch of onesies. So many onesies. I think I had about 14 different things in my bag by the time I left, and it cost only $10. So that was one way I saved money the first month. Michael only hangs out in a bunch of onesies, and I think we spent the most money on pajamas, if anything. But other than that, we don't buy too many clothes for him. He hangs out in onesies for the most part, and we buy his clothes from Once Upon a Child. Say yes to pass-me-downs. I say yes all the time. My sister-in-law's son, it's about 1.5 years older than Michael, so all of his used clothes we say yes to. So you probably have friends and families that have kids that are maybe right about 1 year or 2 older than your kids, and they have all this pass-me-downs that they're willing to give, sometimes for free. Definitely say yes to that. That will save you a ton of money on clothes. The fourth thing that we saved on was baby proofing. The estimated budget we had for baby proofing was $150. So far we spent $39.97, bringing us to a total savings of $110.03. We were able to make these savings because we got really creative with some of the ways baby-proofed the house. So far, the areas we've spent money on was protecting the electrical outlets. So we have covers for all the electrical outlets in the house. The other thing that we've done is protect all the sharp edges on the table. Another area that we're able to make some savings because of how creative we got will be with the cabinets. So there are a lot of products out there in the market that you can use, and it's maybe nicer and neater than what we've done, but we just know that's a phase. So right now what we do is we have scrunchies. I put scrunchies on the cabinet handles, and it prevents him from being able to open it when he goes there. So for aesthetic purposes, it's not the cleanest looking thing that you can do, but the way that we look at it is it's just a phase. It's gonna grow past that phase, and we don't have to spend money on it if we don't need to. The fifth thing that we've saved on is toys. We have estimated to spend $360 on toys. So far, we've spent $237.49, bringing us to a total savings of $122.51. We were able to make some savings here mostly because I discovered that those consignment stores also have toys. So instead of buying brand new toys, we started buying from the consignment store at 1/3 of the price you would buy brand new at Target or Amazon or wherever you choose to buy your baby's toys. This is not the area where I feel we maximize our savings, because I discovered that the consignment store also carries toys for a fraction of the price a little late. But this is one area where we will be saving more the second year. Another way to save on toys is don't buy a lot of toys. We have all those toys in the house that Michael is totally bored with. There might be one or two toys that resonates that they always go back to, but really they get bored with those toys very quickly. I think the best toy we bought so far was the jumper rope, because he loved that thing. He was in it as long as he could before he outgrew it, and it was just a good way for us to keep him one place and go and do other things around the house. So for me, that's like the best and most important toy that we bought. All the other toys, I think within a week or two, he got bored with them, and every once in a while he will like play with it, but it's just not a thing anymore. Another toy that he used so much of was his walker. I feel like that one was also a very good one, and that one we bought from a consignment store for only $15 compared to the $40 it was selling for on Amazon. So if you're going to be buying a lot of toys for your kids, you definitely want to consider buying from a consignment store or taking pass-me-downs. So this is my favorite one. The sixth thing we were able to save on was childcare. I can't believe I'm saying this, but thanks to COVID, we had Michael at home with us for a total of 8 weeks. The first 6 weeks we had him at home, and we were able to navigate this by doing the shift method. So Kyle and I took turns, and we did 2-hour shifts of taking care of Michael. Obviously, we talked about our meeting time so that when I had even if it was his shift or my shift, if I had meetings and it was my shift, he'll cover for me and all that stuff. We're able to work that out. But what we did was we took 2-hour shifts. For 2 hours, he would work uninterrupted, and I would take care of Michael and make sure that whatever we're doing doesn't interfere with his ability to work. And he was just able to really focus. When you only have 2 hours of productivity, you'd be surprised how focused and how productive you can get in that 2 hours. So he did his 2-hour shift, and when it was my turn, he took care of Michael for 2 hours, and I'll go back and I'll power through those 2 hours like just no other. And we rotated from 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the evening. And that really helped us a lot. So I get that that's not your complete 8-hour working day. We kept on working. Once we put Michael to bed at 7 o'clock or 6:30, we actually went back to work from 7 to 9. So we're able to figure that out, and it didn't affect our work productivity. So for that 6 weeks we had him at home, we were able to save all of the money that we would have paid in daycare. Also, thanks to being able to work from home, we took 2 weeks off where we traveled to Wisconsin and to spend time with, for Michael to spend time with his grandparents. And we were also able to continue to work because we got the grandparents to babysit for us the 2 weeks that we're out there. So in total, we had about 8 weeks of savings. So we had estimated to spend $2,384 in those 8 weeks. And we ended up spending $0. That was major. So who would have thought something nice would come out of COVID, right? So the secret is try to work out a schedule with you and your spouse, and also take advantage of grandparents. The seventh and last thing we were able to save on was travel. So this may be common knowledge for a lot of people, but for us at the time, we did not know traveling with a child under 2 is free. I've heard a lot of people put travel on hold when they have kids for reasons, and cost should not be one of those reasons. Michael and I have made 3 trips, one to Seattle, one to Chicago, and another one to Wisconsin. And out of that, we were able to save $1,200 because Michael flew for free. So you add everything together, and that brings us to a total saving of $5,895.89. So this is how we managed to save $6,000 the first year. I hope you found this video very helpful. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up or leave me some comments down below. I'll be happy to hear other ways in which you have saved or plan to save money the first year. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye guys.